What's up, man? This is Tariq Nasheed right here in Los Angeles, making it do what it do, man. Y'all check out Black Authentic Truth. Get some real good games on YouTube. Black Authentic Truth, man. Check it out, man. Real good information.
Hey, what's good, y'all? This is the Walker Bar for Black Authentic Truth. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for supporting me. I want to talk about the premiere of the video on No Jumper with Captain Tazaryach sitting down with Tariq Nasheed and WAC 100 and just having a discussion. And it premiered today. They premiered it live, but I was actually in the studio. I was actually there with Captain Tazaryach. I was in the room where it all took place, and it was a great conversation. It was good to see, two giants in the world of Black information and talking about things that Black people usually don't hear about, have a discussion and people learn from that thing. Now, when I was on the live, which premiered, I was in there. I didn't have to watch it live, but being in there and seeing the reaction was something different. Like being in the chat and seeing the reactions from people. You got your regular trolls, you got, your regular people. You even had some white supremacists that were in the chat. So I seen that when it comes to the FBA guys, the people that follow Tariq Nasheed and, his stance and his belief, a lot of them were sort of like trying to pit the belief system of Hebrew Israelites versus them, or, just trying to do this thing where it's our guy against your guy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to speak to that. So when you think about it, and this is on every level, this is on the ground level, the street level, to the spiritual level, to the educational level, wherever you want to, however you want to look at it. When it comes to our people, we all have like these heroes or these people that represent us, and then we want to pit each other against one another based on those differences. So you might have somebody that, even in sports, you have somebody that likes Michael Jordan and somebody that likes LeBron James, and we'll pit that, we'll use that as a stance against one another. Now, there's no harm in it. We've all done it. But when it comes to brothers that are giving information and waking up the Black community, I think that's where it should stop, right? Because Tariq Nasheed is a cool brother. Now, I'm down with Tariq Nasheed when it comes to the, the hidden colors and, the things that we deserve as a people. Now, I may not agree with everything Tariq Nasheed stands on, but as a brother, I'm down with the brother. Just like Captain Tazaryach, we're brothers. I personally know Captain Tazaryach, right? But Captain Tazaryach can go into these different spaces and different places, and it's not about attacking what you believe in. These brothers in this sit down displayed that you can sit down with brothers, even though you may not agree on everything. Now, I feel like what I'm saying is a lesson for those brothers and sisters that was up in there, on that FBA madness. And I say madness because, not no disrespect, but Tariq Nasheed wasn't pushing that. He didn't have that type of energy. He had the type of energy of brotherhood. He had the type of energy of sitting down and talking with a brother. Now, he may not have agreed with some of the things Captain Tazaryach said, but it wasn't on defense mode and, let me, destroy what you're saying. And, I know more than you and all of that crap. That's madness. You know what I'm saying? So I saw a lot of people that was in that live, in that chat, on that type of time when I spoke to Tariq Nasheed. Like we chopped it up afterwards. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a drop. I basically brought up the time when he walked in on Vlad on Tommy Sotomayor, and we laughed about it because it was actually funny to me. It was real funny. But he ain't on that type of time. So if you're a brother or sister that follow what he's saying, why are you on that type of time when he's not on that type of time? You get what I'm saying? He's not on that type of time. So that's what I saw, and that's what I want to say, because I personally met Tariq Nasheed. You know what I mean? And he didn't have that type of energy. He wasn't on no, I want to destroy the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. I want to prove them wrong. I'm going to embarrass Captain Tazaryach. He wasn't on that type of time. So why are y'all on that type of time? This is what I'm saying. Like when we get around brothers that are very intelligent and they may have different viewpoints. That doesn't mean that it has to be a battle. It doesn't have to be a competition. But you see that even in the hood, you see where it comes to black people, well, it might be somebody that got a reputation for themselves in the street, and he's like a hood hero. And then there's another hood hero across the town, and you'll say, well, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he can see him. I bet you if they bump heads, I bet you he gonna do this to him. And you see that on all levels. That's why I said you see it like in the streets, you see it in sports, and then you see it when it comes to brothers that are conscious, or should I say have, you know, a lot of information to give to the black community. We want to pit them against one another. Like somebody came in the comments talking about Umar Johnson will destroy all of these cats. What does that have to do with anything? We should be looking at what works for black people, first of all. And what has never worked is us actually sitting down and getting along with each other. So all of these people that follow whoever you follow, what you should know is that when you get around black people, there's a way that you can build with black people without tearing each other down, even though you don't believe in the same thing. And that's what I saw with Captain Tazaryach and Tariq Nasheed. Now, WAC 100 is something else. And WAC 100, shout out to WAC 100 for putting that whole thing together. Shout out to everybody that was involved. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's what I see with us. We always want to make something a fight, a competition. We always want to tear something down, you know what I mean, and say, well, what I think is the best. Well, let's just see. Like that wasn't even the conversation there. The conversation was not even, it wasn't a debate or nothing like that. In fact, Tariq Nasheed even brought out some things about Native Indians speaking Hebrew in their language. So he was not, he wasn't, it wasn't no tension or no ill will when these two brothers came together. It was none of that. So for the people that follow him, you do a disservice to what he stands for. Brothers and sisters, you do a disservice because he's not on that type of time. And listen, a lot of brothers salute Hidden Colors. That them first two volumes, man, when we got hold of those things in the hood, we was like, man, this is it. It's refreshing. It's about time somebody talk about something different than, you know, seeing slave movies and all of that. You know what I mean? So it's never been like that. You know what I mean? So if that was the case, then if the case was we want to understand or we want to break down what is the best thing for black people, then there's a time and place for that conversation. There's a time and place to see what actually works for black people. But every time people get around one another, black leaders, people that are big in the community, every time they get around one another, it shouldn't be in our minds that, oh, yeah, this is about to be a cold debate. They finna go. It shouldn't be in our mind that we always on the defensive against one another and we want to shut each other down. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I had in my mind. That's something that I saw today and I want to talk about it. So let me know what you think about that. Should we be on that type of time every time we see one another? Or is there a benefit in trying to sit down, understand one another, and be brotherly with one another? So give me your thoughts and your opinions. And with that, this is Black Authentic Truth.